The girl accused her teacher in court, claiming he had reached under her skirt. As lawyer Kevin listened to her describe the crime, he turned his head and saw the repulsive man, reliving the scene. The sight made Kevin uneasy. As the defense attorney for this scumbag, Kevin immediately requested a recess during the statement phase, stepping out of the courtroom. He was furious. Initially, the teacher had insisted he hadn't inappropriately touched the student, which is why Kevin agreed to defend him. But now it seemed the teacher had been lying all along, and the victim was still a minor. Kevin faced a dilemma. If he walked off the case now, his career would be ruined. If he continued defending this scumbag, not only would his conscience be tormented, but his 63-case undefeated streak might also come to an end. Then a colleague comforted him. Sometimes losing one case is just normal.
Had to close out someday. Nobody wins them all.
Back in court, Kevin was uncharacteristically stern. He sternly questioned the girl, "Have you ever been kept after class by other teachers?" She nodded yes. Then he produced her classroom prank, a crude sketch of the scumbag labeled Super Pig. He pressed further, "Have you played sexual fantasy games with classmates?" After hesitating, she finally admitted yes. Kevin had achieved his goal. The girl admitted she intensely disliked the defendant. Therefore, her accusation of inappropriate touching was likely driven by hatred, combined with the games they played, leading to a made-up story. Though the girl's behavior seemed bold, it held no logical flaws. Moreover, all testimony came solely from the child's account, with no third-party witnesses to corroborate it. Ultimately, the judge could only acquit the defendant. Thus, Kevin's undefeated streak not only remained intact, but was extended. Afterward, the group celebrated their victory at a bar, knowing the fee was dirty. Kevin's wife asked everyone not to discuss today's case. After several rounds of drinks, Kevin got up to use the restroom, and was suddenly called out by a stranger. The man got straight to the point, inviting Kevin to New York to work as a lawyer, assisting them in selecting jurors for a case, promising to cover all expenses and double his legal fees. Kevin initially thought the man was drunk, but he had already prepared a check. Little did Kevin know then, that this check would push him down a path of no return. Lured by the promise of money, Kevin and his wife drove to New York. His first case involved getting a criminal acquitted, with the key lying in jury selection, though Kevin didn't know the jurors. After brief observation, he demanded replacements for jurors number 4 and number 6. He was certain number 4 was cynical and bitter, while number 6 had emotional scars and psychological issues.
How the hell do you know that? I don't know. Look, either you put a stop to this happy horse shit, or I walk. Walk. All right, here's the deal. I lose with your jury, you do the explaining.
Your Honor, may I continue? We'd like to excuse jurors 3, 4, and 6.
Soon after, the trial concluded, and Kevin was the first to exit the courtroom. Back at the hotel, he told his wife, the jury deliberated for only 38 minutes, before ultimately acquitting the defendant. Kevin had proven his skill. With his precise insight into human nature, his wife jumped up in excitement. This meant Kevin finally had what it takes to establish himself in New York.